What is up, guys? In this video we're going to see what you need to do to convert your YJ to run LED lights. Oh. So recently I noticed we have a burnout light and the marker light on the passenger side of the YJ, and I went to the store to go grab some. They only had the LED upgraded version. So there's a couple of issues with why I can't use that, but I did pick some up and I want to use them. So that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to figure out what we need to do to make sure those LED lights work with the YJ. Yeah, most older vehicles like this, if you try to just put LED lights on them, either the flasher's not going to work right or they're not going to work, period. And the reason for that is the LEDs have such a low draw that it kind of acts like there's just no bulb in there at all. So you do have to change around a few things, and that's what we're going to figure out in this video. We're going to figure out what do we need to change on the YJ in order to make the LEDs work. So the first thing I'm going to do is install the LEDs and the markers, and we're just going to make sure they don't work, and I'll show you guys that. And then after that, we're going to figure out what we need to do to make it work. We've got them out. They look like this. They kind of just go in that way and shine straight out into this little recessed area, and that makes the light come out. So we'll twist these bulbs out and then I'll show you the LED ones that we got, and you'll see they're a little bit different in how they work. So I'm not exactly sure how they're going to look, but they are going to be an upgrade from these for sure. This one looks okay, but it's actually just a piece of it became disconnected and now it doesn't work. Here's a look at the upgrade lights. You can see they've got like these two LEDs on the side, and it's like they're going to face backwards. So when we put it in next to this one, the lights are actually going to be kind of pointing the opposite way, but I think they're going to be so bright that it's not going to matter for this. And then at the end of this video, I'll show you why I'm changing these out, and also what we're going to do with these lights later on, because they're not going to stay in this location. All right, we've got the new bulbs in. We'll see if they work. I have a feeling they're not going to. If they do, that'd be funny, because then this video would just be over. So first we'll do just the marker lights here. All right, so they're on. These are the ones on the fender that are hooked up to a different part. Those were the ones that were in the stock locations right here, like a rectangle light. So the marker lights are on right now, but this is the key part. Let's see if they will flash. So the light is just stuck on the dash right there, and then the light's just stuck on in the front. So I guess if you just kind of want to move your hand back and forth like this, make the blinker motion, then you're in business. There you go. It's working. Let's talk about what this problem is here. So see those two cylinders up there at the top? Like one's like a blue color, the other one is metallic. So those are the flashers in there. So there's one for just your blinkers, and then there's one for the hazards. You need to do both if you're going to do this upgrade. This is the only tricky part of changing this out, and that's getting the right flasher for it. So you can see this one I've got here is like see-through. There's all kinds of stuff going on in there, and it's got a ground wire coming out. This is the one you have to have. They sell a ton of these at Amazon and parts store, but most of them just aren't going to work. This is the one that's pretty much proven to work in the YJ community. I looked it up on some other pages and some forums, so this is the one we're going to go with. But yeah, you have to ground it. So this doesn't have to go directly to the battery. You can just put it to the chassis somewhere. As long as there is a metal to metal connection under there, the fuse should be good. So like I said, there's two under there, so I have a second one right here. We're gonna have to do both of these, and we'll see where I can put this little prong. If I need to, I'll just wire these together and have them go to one screw or something under there, but hopefully there's enough room where we can just loosen a screw up and put that fork in there. All right, there it is. We've got our two flashers right there. Just put them together, and then I have this round connector right here that we're just gonna throw under one of the nuts under the dash, and then we'll see if it works. All right, here's the two we took out. If you look under the dash, this is very well labeled under there. The turn is on the right side and the hazards is on the left side. Kind of weird that these are like two totally different things. Maybe one's aftermarket, don't know. Never messed with them before. So there's a look at how I've got it set up, and those flashers are hard to get in there. You can see over there where I have the ground just on that clean bolt right there. So I haven't even tried it out yet or messed with the routing of the wiring at all, because I want to make sure it's going to work first. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn it on, make sure there's no smoke per usual, and then after that we'll try the blinkers, then we'll try the flashers. All right, no fire so far. There you go. You can see we've got a blinker. You can hear it there, and it's working. nice and bright. So it's interesting that it's pointing the other way in there, but it's still like super bright. It's even making like a little square right there. The other side works. Does. All right, now for the flashers. We did it. Yeah, these things are super bright like that. These lights are on opposite patterns. So like I said earlier, this one used to just be on the side of the fender there, but when you can see them both from the front, it's kind of weird. It's almost like an emergency light or something. Not to worry, we've got a plan for these lights. Like I said earlier, they are not gonna stay there. So the coolest part of this upgrade is that these are gonna work whatever lights you have. So after you do this swap for those 2 flashers, if you've got the stock lights, it's gonna work. If you only upgraded some of them to the LEDs, those are gonna work too. That part's really cool. So you don't have to do everything at once and they all work. So the idea I have right now, vents right here, and I'm not using them for anything, and there is a little bit of room behind there. So what I was thinking is taking those lights out and just staging them down here, kind of like how it would have been stock with a light up here. I still need to see if that's gonna work, but we're gonna have some amber and white. They're kind of like a floodlight, I think, that goes right here. Because like if we already have this blinker up here, I just feel like we don't really need that one. And it'd be cool to have some actual auxiliary lighting to help us out. So after messing around with this for a little bit, it looks like it's gonna be a little bit more complicated than I thought. So I think we're gonna save it for later because we do have something coming for the front end, like I was mentioning earlier. You know what? Let me show you what it is. So Nightlight has a new product out. This is a white and amber mixed flush mounted pod. I'm gonna try to put these right there. You've seen YJs do it before. I've seen guys with YJs do that. Just looks like a really cool upgrade, especially since we have got more than enough blinker going on up front, especially with the LEDs. So it'd be cooler to have a flush mounted light, I think, something you know, that's gonna be pointing down at the ground a little bit, not taking up a lot of extra room. And it has a cool strobe flash mode. So all that we're going to check out soon. So if you are not subscribed, make sure you do that if you want to see these upgrades. I do these little things to my trucks like pretty much every time I work on them. I'm just like constantly improving them and trying to find little things like this that work. So that's pretty much it for this video. See you guys in the next one.